Guys, they said Ooni of Ife's wives were in shock as Ooni sent three big cows to the family of Peju to seek for her hand in marriage. They said this did not go well with the wives. A lot of people are saying that it is the way these women presented themselves to Kabiyesi that makes them, or that makes Kabiyesi see them as not too important. Forget the fact that he came on social media praising them, speaking highly of them, how they are big women and all of that. And some people are asking if they are what Kabiyesi is saying that they are right now. Why didn't Kabiyesi marry them properly? You know, because from what we heard, allegedly, during the time Kabiyesi married Queen Naomi, Kabiyesi did not just give Queen Naomi's family one cow and her bride price. No. All the marriage ceremony, everything that a man does when he marries a new bride, Kabiyesi did all of that when he married Queen Naomi. And he married her like a queen that she is. As in, so sophisticated. So, as in, Kabiyesi spent so much money if you watch that video then. But when Kabiyesi married all these other Olories, we heard that the only thing Kabiyesi gave to their families is just one cow each. One. Just one. And that one cow each, another thing they get from Kabiyesi is the ladies' bride price. All the event that took place that during the time they were doing their wedding, it was the women who sponsored it all. If you're not ready to sponsor, you go. That's the option. You can imagine that. And because they don't know their value as a woman, because they are desperately in need of this marriage to Kabiyesi, they were the ones who sponsored everything. And Kabiyesi did not even bother. They want to marry Kabiyesi. And Kabiyesi gave them the opportunity of marrying themselves into his palace. Anyway, maybe that's why they are misbehaving. I do not know. Right now that Kabiyesi wants to... Okay, the other person that Kabiyesi married very well happens to be Dr. Elizabeth. And when Dr. Elizabeth, from what we heard, is supposed to be Kabiyesi's second wife. But when Dr. Elizabeth find out that Kabiyesi is marrying to other women, she said no at first. And when the information got to her that the only thing Kabiyesi is offering to the families that he is marrying their daughter is just a cow, Dr. Elizabeth said no, this is not marriage. Any man that wants to marry her will have to marry her properly. Spend excess money, do a very expensive wedding and everything for her. And because Dr. Elizabeth knows her worth, she did not rush to Kabiyesi. Instead, it was Kabiyesi who was begging her to come let him marry her. And when she finally agreed, when Igbi was going to beg her, from what we are hearing, Igbi was doing it so that when she comes, QueenNaomi will not return again. When she decided that she wants to get married to Kabiyesi, she told Kabiyesi her terms and condition. Yes, and that is how it's supposed to be. As a woman that knows her worth, if a man wants to marry you, she should be the one to marry you and not the other way around. Not you marrying yourself, you know. So, and then Dr. Elizabeth gave Kabiyesi her terms and condition, and Kabiyesi have to run around, get the money, and do everything that Dr. Elizabeth demanded. Even though we heard that when Dr. Elizabeth enters the palace, he was helping Kabiyesi financially because the lady in question is done. She have her own money, excess money, you know. So because they say most of her apps are in use and she is making so much money from her applications. So now that this page, from what we heard though, during that period that Kabiyesi wants, we are married all of these women, Peju would have been one of those people that Kabiyesi would have married. I don't know what happened. They said Peju said no, that she's not marrying again. I don't know what the problem is, or that the family said no. I don't know what happened. But then it was Kabiyesi who was going for Peju, and Peju was running, and Kabiyesi was running after her. Now that finally she is now made the minister for trade in Canada. And you know that her post is now high, just like Kabiyesi like them. Kabiyesi started going back for her again. And because she knows her worth, you can see how Kabiyesi have been spending on her ever since she returned back to Nigeria. Her birthday, Kabiyesi celebrated it for 4 days. And we heard that that birthday, they have celebrated it 3 days in Lagos, then 4 days in Ile-Ife by Kabiyesi. Kabiyesi was the one spending all of this money. And now it is time for marriage. We are hearing that Kabiyesi have sent 3 hefty cows. Look, oh, let me tell you, you know that even if Kabiyesi said he will not do it, this Peju of a lady can handle all of that, all of those things without shaking. But because she knows that as a woman, when a man wants to marry you, it is the man who is supposed to spend. Then you can now help as a woman, not you doing it while the man will just be there, you know. So they said Kabiyesi sent 3 cows, and we all know that it's not going to end with these 3 cows. Every other thing that they will do during that marriage, Kabiyesi would have to sponsor it, because the period she was spending, she was celebrating her birthday. We heard that starting from the clothes to the hair to the purse to the makeup, everything that she wore on that birthday, it was Kabiyesi who sponsored it. So this is to tell you that the woman knows her worth, and she is making Kabiyesi to spend so much. And because Kabiyesi hold her at a very high esteem, that is why he is going to do it without complaining. And they said the wives were crying, as in they were in shock. What is it? Hell, they don't know how to carry themselves. That is it. They presented themselves so cheap to Kabiyesi, and that is why Kabiyesi addressed them so cheap. Because if not the way they came to this marriage, Kabiyesi would have married them the way he married other wives who respected themselves, or who are not desperate for this marriage. Anyway, you will not blame them. These people are people's wives. You know, they have married the first marriages, it does not work. Some of them, second marriages, does not work. You know, and you know that in this society, when you got married the first time, it did not work. The second time, people will be seeing you as a loser. So you will do everything, even if it means bringing out your life savings to sponsor another wedding. And sometimes you find out that even if they are suffering in that third one, they might decide to stay there. Let it not be that people are calling them women who cannot stay with a man. It's just like some people told Kabiyesi back then. Anyway, guys, that is what we are hearing. Don't forget that these are all alleged information, okay? Always bear that in mind. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, follow my page, and share my video. I love you guys. Bye. See you. They are all alleged. I wasn't there. Always remember, okay? Bye. See you.